Hello peeps, 2025 is over with and now we should be planting seeds for 2026. It's middle of January. Trick is just to start, folks. No master myself. I've made plenty of mistakes, hence today's video. I just wanted to share with you my thoughts and my struggles for the last 2 years. This year will be my third official growing season, but third year here. My first two, it was straight up focused on construction of garden beds and getting trees in and building soil. It takes a minute, I promise you. It takes 3 to 5 years to build decent soil unless you got it like that and you can go and buy $50 million worth of dirt. I do not. I'm a single mother. I work like you do, and I have to squeeze in my little dreams along the way like everybody else. So these are my tips and tricks on what helped me get started, and I'm hoping maybe you'll see something in this video that'll encourage you to do the same thing. I watched a video the other day, a short on YouTube. They were talking about putting chemicals, more chemicals, or vaccines, I'm sorry, in our lettuce and our tomatoes. So that's a no-go for me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but yeah, no thank you. So I will start to say you want to try to organize or agonize. So I'm here in one spot, and you don't have to have a setup like this. You could start with a little tiny 4-foot table and a cardboard box and a paper bag. That is the very first thing I ever grew anything in, because I don't have the money to drop like all these fancy people on YouTube spilling, their money all over the place for, high-rise dirt products and big bougie greenhouses and fancy planters. This girl ain't got it like that. So if you ain't got it like that too, I totally understand. I like to recycle. It makes me feel like I'm giving back, or at least trying to take some of the bad that's in our world away. So organize or agonize. So right here in this one spot, I have all my soil mix that I can make to start my dirt. This is not a one-shot bought overnight. This is honestly, if I had an extra 20, I got it out of the paycheck. It took me 2 years to build what I wanted to grow in. And then slowly buy. That's the way we have to do it. But I can sit here and I can honestly build my soil, mix it all up in my wheelbarrow, spin around, and plant my plants. I try to be very frugal. I have to be. So I go to the dollar store. And you'll be so surprised what you can find to use at the dollar store. Not Dollar General, dollar store. It's just the little things that you don't realize that are going to be helpful for you. So this is my second year growing, and this is all I got to harvest. My marigolds and some sweet basil seeds. That's it. But that's better than what I had the year before, which was absolutely nothing. This container came from the dollar store. Those little containers came from the dollar store. The bags, everything you see here is dollar store. The bucket came from the dollar store. These little inserts here, those are from the dollar store, and I'll explain why I do it like this here in a minute. And you've got your rows, your beds, and your seasons even. There's just so many things that you can make work from the dollar store. These are great bags, only $1. You get 30 of them. You want to put your seeds in a tight water seal bag, because I promise you accidents do happen. You're gonna knock one of these over and you're gonna get water on it, or knock water over, or all of the above. So keep your seeds dry. That is a crucial part of it, because if your seed pack gets wet, then you have to throw the whole thing away, and that breaks your heart, especially when you save to buy these little boogers. So there is a lot of things you can do very frugal too. Like I've got a sweet potato. I'm hoping I'll get a shoot or two off of that before it comes time to plant in the spring. That came from the grocery store. Not crazy about grocery store planning, but hey, when you got to do it, you got to do it. So hopefully it'll turn out to be a good thing. I have onions that I've planted like that. The trick, folks, is honestly just start. So it also helps to, if you do look at your yard and just think, how can I do this? How do I want to do this? How does my yard and my family flow? So I created, for me, it took me a minute to do it, and it's going to have to, you're going to have to do the same thing. You want to think of zones, because every zone, honestly, in your yard is a microclimate. So here's a good example. So this is where my clean harvest beds, I have 6 beds up here now. Okay, so that's my growing zone. This is my semi-dirty zone. So this is where the house sits. I mix dirt. This is where I park. So no food or anything like that goes through here. The septic tank's way over here. So this is my semi-dirty zone. And then I have my absolute dirty zone. This is where all my critters are, my chickens, my ducks, my rabbits, my compost pile, my mushroom, my processing barn. Everything gets brought down here with Bluebird, washed up, processed, and brought back up to sell the goods. You can do this. I am only working with a ½ acre. I have 2 zones set up. This is just zone A. Zone B is actually over here on the other side of the property. So, which leads me to my very next point. Try to, and it took me a solid year to come up with this design. I know it looks simple, but there's 6 beds. You want to try to rotate your beds out. Okay, so if I grow lettuce in this bed this year, I'm not going to grow lettuce in that bed again. I'm going to move it to this bed. And then it slowly trickles around like this, loops back around. And then in 4 years, I can plant in zone B. Okay, so just try to kind of think about it. It's going to take some mental power, but this is a good example. I'm going to plant in this box, and this is just an example. This is bed 1, zone A. This year it will have 4 different types of lettuces, dill, chives. That's another great point, because you want to try to companion plant with your vegetables. And the reason why is because if you focus on your biodiversity first, like bring in flowers and build the soil, you can do it more organically. So companion planting is just that. Zone A, and you can get meticulous like this. This is just my way of doing it this year. I will probably change it next year, no lie. I'm in zone A this year, and this is my first bed we're talking about. I know I'm going to put 2 chives on the side. This is 1 breed of lettuce, 2nd breed of lettuce, a dill in the middle, 3rd breed of lettuce, 4 breed of lettuce. So there's 4 different types of lettuce that I'm going to grow in this box. Okay, the chives, the dill, and the other chive, that's companion planting, because critters that will eat the mess out of your lettuce. Okay, they're coming for it, I promise. They don't like these things. So that's the best way to do it. And then at the bottom of the box, I'm going to do a row of marigold. And then on the sides of the box, I call them nasties, but they're nasturtiums. I just call them nasties because I don't know, it's easier for me, and I'm weird like that. And I've got some marigolds that I grew last year and I saved the seeds from. So this is the first year I'm going to get to plant my marigold seeds that I did last year that I harvested. So all these marigolds, nasturtiums at the bottom of the box, they're going to deter any kind of critter that's coming for your lettuce. If they happen to get in there or fly on it, they're going to smell that dill, because dill gets rather large. Or they're going to come in from the side and smell the chives. So you've got a good shot. If you do this and you do the research, like my main thing I want to plant is lettuce. Correct. What companion plant for pest control is good with lettuce? That's all you have to Google if you need to look it up. Okay, it's going to give you, and then try to make something that you're gonna eat. Like, we're growing cucumbers this year, right? So dill, I can harvest for the cucumbers and bang, I got my season. You know, chives, love chives, you know, just stuff like that. You're gonna want to take or store something. This is only $1 from the dollar store. When I go to plant this bed, I'm taking this whole container up there with me. Why? Because everything is dry. All my seeds are in one place. It is designated for this bed, and it's not going to get messed up. Now, what I will tell you is when you have a paper seed pack, please, you want to put it in a sealable, waterproof little baggie. Why? Because I promise you, it is going to happen. One of these are going to knock over. You're going to go up there and the water's going to accidentally come. Something's going to happen to where that seed packet might get wet. So this is a good idea. If you get the seeds wet, I will tell you, you're going to have to plant them all right then. Because there's a chances they'll rot and mold in the pack and you just wasted $4. That's the bummer part. Last year, I grew a lot of plants in the cut-off version of the recycled containers that I made. But this year, I want to try to do it with like the flippy lid. Yeah, the flippy lid. Like I said, I'm experimenting and I'm learning as well. So I feel like this will keep moisture in, but I also know I had to put holes at the bottom. These don't have holes. The lid for these are at the bottom to retain the water. So this one I feel like is a little messy because your table's going to get wet. No big deal. Go to the dollar store, get you a cheap little birthday, no lie, tablecloth. They're only $1. And just start. The trick is just to start. And I promise you, you will have your ups and downs with it, but you will learn something. And if you're not sure, just always ask. I'm not crazy about plastics, but it makes me feel better that I'm recycling. I absolutely hate the fact that saran wrap works so well, but see the moisture in there? It keeps the moisture in, and it being the middle of January, it's a necessity. We have some very cold days coming up. Just try to think of your structure and try to make a way. The first year, I honestly grew everything in a cup on my counter. Because I just needed to try. You have got to try. And then you can have things like soaking. Like I know I want to do acorn squash. These seeds are so old, I don't even know if they're going to go. But instead of waiting until the last minute to find out, I've got them in jars to see if they will ferment. Because I promise you, the last 2 years, all I've done is go through all my old seeds. And I lost probably half of them because they just weren't any good. I had seeds from 2018. Yeah, not working. The trick is to start, try to fix your bubble, and try to make it an easy flow. My blueberries are ready to go out. It's cold, so they're in here with me. She's already starting to bloom. Ain't she so pretty? Yeah, I'm excited. Those boogers were expensive. Anyways, just start and think about your bubble. Whatever bubble you have, as small as it is, make it work. And there's a paper bag is great for gardening. Recycling is great for our worlds. You know, there's ways, but I promise you, just start. You will feel frustrations, but you will feel so blessed at minutes too, especially when you've been growing one breed of tomato for the last 2 months and it's got its true set of leaves. Or your artichokes have finally come up from seed. It's little wins like that that just make you hopeful. So this year is gonna be an awesome year. Start no matter where you are or how you are, and keep your beds organized. Okay, and get you a box to put it all in, and you'll be great. And I wish you so much luck.